Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been anywhere near NBA Twitter or just anywhere around the NBA social media online world hemisphere or what the fuck ever you want to call it, Bleacher Report, for whatever reason, apparently has been doing these redrafts. And NBA Central Twitter account has been doing a great job of just giving us these lists off the bat in a tweet, very concise, very to the point, and that's how I found out that Bleacher Report was even doing this. And we've seen a 2016 one, we've seen a 2017 one, and now we got a 2018 one. We were gonna do the 2017 one and go backwards, but this 2018 one pulled up right before we started recording. So we're gonna start off with that, and then we'll go backwards and do the 17 and 16, down the line.
And mind you, on this redraft, it's just like, what order they will pick it. It's not taking into consideration the teams that were actually picking
Yes.
on these slots. And looking over here in 2018 for this redraft, the top five teams over here are Phoenix, Sacramento, no surprise, Atlanta, Memphis, and Dallas.
Yeah, and then Hawks and Mavericks did that little trade
Yep.
with the Luka and trade back in the day. So, but we're not gonna take that into account. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna redraft at least our top five, and discuss whether we agree with this redraft or not. They did the redraft, or at least the tweet shows up until the top 14 players.
Yeah.
But before we present, I mean, you guys already see the image, but for the audio listeners, before we present the Bleacher Reports redraft, as a reminder, let's go back to how it originally played out.
Yeah.
All right, 1 through 14, it went DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley III, Luka Doncic, who got traded to Dallas, Jaren Jackson Jr., Trey Young, who got traded to Atlanta, Mohamed Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., Colin Sexton, Kevin Knox, Mikal Bridges, Shea Gilgis Alexander, Miles Bridges, Jerome Robinson, Michael Porter Jr., and then that was the top 14. Boom. And now Bleacher Report redraft in 2021 for the 2018 draft is from 1 to 14. Luka Doncic, Trey Young, Michael Porter Jr., DeAndre Ayton, Shea Gilgis Alexander, Mikal Bridges, Jaren Jackson Jr., Robert Williams, Mitchell Robinson, Colin Sexton, Dante DiVincenzo, totally butchered that up.
Yep.
Duncan Robinson,
Definitely.
shout out Duncan, Miles Bridges, and Wendell Carter Jr.
Bust that too.
Now,
No, I'm just kidding.
I think we both agree with the number one pick.
No shit.
All right, I'm just gonna say that.
I mean, it's definitely Duncan Robinson. All right.
Low key, I do think Duncan could be a little bit more above this list.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
definitely.
my criteria for this is obviously this redraft is what they've shown us in the past 3 years now, but even with a little bit of trajectory in my head, that's how I'm kind of viewing this. You know what I mean? Where I kind of see them going, where this and that. How would you put your top five?
I heavily disagree with one pick per setting. Luca, obviously number one. Trey, I'll have a number two. Michael Porter Jr., number three. Easily, those things. The one that I disagree with is DeAndre Ayton at number four. Look, no disrespect. He's a big factor to the reason why the Phoenix Suns were able to make it to the finals.
Yes.
If it wasn't for Ayton, they would get eaten alive by AD, by Joker.
But
Ayton
let's
did
not
his thing.
forget, Aiton's game was very reliant on a certain guard.
Chris Paul, exactly. When it comes to that, and what I'm noticing over here, Shai Gilgis, yeah, I'll have
Shai
him.
Gilgeous.
Shai, I'll either have him at number four, but the person that I'm gonna include in my top five that constantly gets dogged on, slept on, Colin Sexton. Man, slept.
I
on.
think it's his size that might have put him so
I'm
down.
like, I feel you, man, but like with the thing that you've been seeing, as the co-CEO of Sexland, come on,
The
come on,
co-CEO.
man. I'm like Colin Sexton, man.
So wait,
Get
who
out.
would you take out then if you're putting him in the top five?
I'm taking Aiden out.
Okay.
I'm like-
Aiton is the one that I would
I'm taking
consider
Aiden out because look, this is not the NBA of the '90s or the early 2000s. The center position is something that you can find. It's a lot easily replaceable, especially with the skill set that right now Aiden has at the moment. Now, look, if this guy develops, a consistent three, and becomes like more like the modern big man, then yeah. But for now, man, it's a guard-driven league. I'm gonna have Sexton in my top 5 over Aiden, in my opinion. Shea, Shy or Shea or whatever you may be able to pronounce it. As you saw that he's doing his thing in the Thunder, he definitely merits that top 5 pick, in my opinion.
Well, all right. Speaking of Shea, I think the way that I would have this play out. First of all, I do want to point out, I think it's crazy that the general consensus, and still a little iffy on having Trey on number 2, but for right now, he's shown it.
He's a franchise player, man. That's what you're gonna have in the top 2 pick.
But it's crazy to think that this might go down. That Luka and Trey trade might honestly go down as like the most even, balanced trade of all time. Because I still think the Hawks would have been better off with Luka, but that's why Luka's number 1. But Trey is number 2 in the same class. And that is so rare. And for like you know, usually there's like a loser in these trades. And honestly, I don't think there's a loser. There's no loser in this Hawks and Mavericks trade. Like they both got franchise faces, leaders, fucking everything, players in their arsenal. So I'll settle with that for the top 2.
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on 3. I'm a little iffy, and it may be because maybe I have a little higher hopes / expectations for SGA, but I'm internally battling between putting an SGA above MPJ for 3. I'm not sure. Not sure. I think he has a chance to surpass, but MPJ also has high potential. He's shown it.
We've seen this already with Michael Porter Jr. with a limited amount of minutes in Denver. Just imagine if he's like.
But sometimes when they get more minutes, they I don't want to say they crumble, but
I don't think
they don't live up to it.
I don't think he's gonna be able to.
SJ at least has been proving it on the Thunder, although a bit on a team with less pressure, as MPJ has shown on a team with much higher pressure.
Yeah, even more so, man. Michael Porter Jr. And you can't teach size, man. Michael Porter Jr. 6'11", 6'10", and the guy plays like a guard and scores like a guard as well.
Yeah,
can light you up.
But Shade's a good size, man. 6'6", come on.
I get you, but not 6'10". Come on. 6'10", 6'6", come on. You ask a girl, 6 feet, 5'8". Come on. That's gonna be a big difference.
No, facts. All right, you're right. So for argument's sake, I will leave MPJ at 3rd. I would slot SGA at 4, and Ayton, I'll keep him. He had his finals appearance. He was a big factor. Yes, he needs a guard to maximize his game, but
what's the likelihood of
he's a huge piece? So I would put him at 5, because honestly, even over and I like Sexton. I'm high on Sexton. Sexton's a small guy, so I at this stage or right now,
there's a lot of small guys that have been able to do it before.
Like it's very few to lead.
Isaiah Thomas.
Very few.
Both Isaiah Thomas.
Bro, you're one.
Chris
Isaiah
Paul.
Thomas. One Isaiah Thomas. Okay, but bro, that's 3.
I already named you 4.
I'm not counting the other Isaiah Thomas. He didn't need nothing.
Man. Okay.
He had his. I'm a fan of his. He had a phenomenal season. He made 5'9" guys and above, feel something. But all right, those 3. But like I said, those are 3
Stockton.
out of how many? How tall is Stockton?
Say 6'1", 6 feet.
Oh shit! I didn't know he was that short.
I already named you 5 already.
That's okay. That's 5 out of how many players over how many years?
Okay.
It's a very small.
You say like it's
right now in the NBA. Who's 6'3" or shorter that can really push a team? Fucking Dame. CP3.
Yeah.
I think Steph is 6'4". I'm not sure. Is he 6'3"?
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, but he I still consider him
he's a champion though.
Robin. Yeah. But I'm talking you're talking about franchise leading players, right? So that's I wouldn't put Kyle there. Best Raptor of all time, I do agree. But yeah. But then those are the 3. Dame. If you put Steph, and who is CP3?
Steph is 6'3", man.
And then how tall is Ja? Maybe Ja. But that's also, I feel like Ja might be one of those exceptions. Fucking your boy even said Johnny Arnett is said he's 6'3". Ja.
That's big.
There's not many players below 6'4" that have made great impacts on the game of basketball or the NBA in NBA history in general. So I don't know. That's why I still gotta see if Colin Sexton has that. I don't know. I have high hopes for him, but not enough to put Ayton to put him above Ayton in terms of like a fifth draft pick.
Gotcha.
I would move Duncan to at least the top 10. Top 12, I would put him at top 10. And the main reason I would put Duncan is because, one, I also have high hopes for Duncan. I think he's going to improve his defense. I really think so. And he's a good size. Duncan is what, like 6'8", 6'9"?
6'7".
6'7"?
I think 6'7", 6'8".
And
If I'm not mistaken, 6'7".
like if he improves his defense, 6'7". That's a good size. And if he improves his defense with a sharpshooter like that, that is a vital piece. I don't care if some of these other guys like Mikal Bridges is a little bit because he's a baller. Even a Jaren Jackson Jr., Robert Williams, Mitchell Robinson, like I don't know if they can help carry a team. So if you're not gonna help carry a team, how far can you push a team? And Duncan Robinson, at least in my eyes, is such a lethal shooter, and he gets at least a B tier defense, not even an A tier, B tier defense at his size. He's a vital piece to any championship contender.
Yeah,
you know
man. But I mean, how many championship contenders are gonna be picking in the top 10?
Well, if you're building, you know what I mean? And I would be like, yo, get me, like, in hindsight, I'd be like, yo, get Duncan. Like, a top 10 pick, that's why I wouldn't put him in the top 5. And I'm not necessarily saying I'll put him at 6. But anywhere between 6 to 10, like, I feel like, bro, he's literally one of the best shooters in the NBA now.
He is, definitely.
And with that size, and he's improved his off ball a lot. It's like, I don't know. I could be a little biased because, like, I've seen his game more often than most of these guys because, like, as a Heat fan, you know what I mean?
Ooh.
But, yeah, Dante, shout out to Dante for making on the list because he's proven himself, you know?
Yeah, of course. But, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think, man. Who do you guys agree with this list? Do you guys don't agree with this list?
It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out even 3
more
years from now.
Who's your top 14? Is there anybody that you want to add?
Or who's your top 5? That's what we just want to keep top 5 to keep the video shorter.
Top 5. If you want to go above and beyond, you know, go top 14.
And if you do not put Luka Doncic at number 1, I'm sorry, you're a hater. There's no way. There's no logical reasoning that you would put any one of these players above Luka Doncic. You can
make an argument for Trey.
No, I don't think so. I'm sorry. No. Luka Doncic can do everything Trey does and more.
Whatever, man. I'll figure it out later on. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. We'll love to know.
And Luka got size, man. Yeah. Luka, I still hope you can still believe that he can improve his defense.
If you know who I'm talking about,
Trey
say it in the league.
Improves his defense, bro. He's like 6'1", 6'2". What? How much more? Even at his peak defensive potential, how is that gonna help? You know what I mean?
All right, that could be a topic for another day. But either way, appreciate it.
I'm right. He's too small, bro.
You're wrong 5%.
He can't even guard you.
He definitely can. Either way, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all podcast streaming platforms. Before we sign it off, 85% of y'all that are watching this are not subscribed. Do something about it. Let's bring that number down. Catch you guys soon. For now,
take care.